Welcome to my latest Horus Heresy battle report. This one is a big one, 5,000 points as the 22nd Nemesis Destroyer chapter of the Ultramarines are trying to break through the Traitor lines. Destroyer Space Marines are a special breed. They have access to all the Dark Age of technology, all the nasty stuff, Toxifarian grenades, Phosphex grenades, Rad grenades. Some chapters don't even use them. The Salamanders ban the use of all the weaponry that the Destroyers have, and the Ultramarines, being very organised, stuck them all in one chapter, the 22nd. And today, the 22nd will be deploying in force up against them, the Death Guard and the Sons of Horus, and they have one clear objective, which is either take the gate or hold down the gate. Whoever has the gateway at the end of the mission will win, and it will be a 5-turn mission, and on a 50-50 chance we'll actually go to turn 6 because that's very heresy. And if the gateway is contested at the end, then it'll come down to who killed the warlord and who killed more. Now, while a chaplain of the Death Guard and a chaplain of the Sons of Horus have been ordered to hold the line, Ezekiel Abaddon is up in orbit on the Vengeful Spirit, and he's got overall command of the Traitors. He'll be deep striking in later with 10 Justaeran Terminators. Maybe it's a trap. Maybe the Ultramarines shouldn't have come this way. As for deployment, the Traitors have got the halfway mark, up to 36 inches in, all the way up to there. Then there'll be a 24-inch gap, and the Loyalists only have 12 inches to stick all their stuff down on this table, but they automatically, as the attacking players, will go first, and anything that's not in Deep Strike Reserve, anything that's just rolling on in transports, instead of rolling for it from turn 2 onwards, it can automatically come in turn 1 as they roll forward and push forward and try to take this gateway and break the Loyalist lines. Traitor lines. I'm the traitor. Traitor lines. In charge of the heroes today is Sam. Say hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
So the 22nd Nemesis Destroyer chapter, why have you suddenly decided to paint up 5,000 points worth of stuff?
It's Horus Heresy. I had a cool idea and then I was like, let's build a list and take it to yours and have some fun.
So, right, okay, yeah. It's literally, let's do a whole thing.
Yeah, it's cool. The Nemesis chapter, the Destroyers, the Phosphex, the Rad grenades, etc. Like, it's just cool, so...
How many points of painted Ultramarines do you have now?
Probably 20,000 points. It's great though, because they do this well. They do like the recon companies. They kind of do everything, so you can just vary. It varies so much. It's
the Ultramarines, you mean, do everything well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they're very organised.
Yeah.
Love your little bit right now. Let's take a look at this army. And this is 5,000 points of the Loyalists, the 22nd Nemesis Destroyer chapter, and they're painted black as they should be. Right of War, you're taking Pride of the Legion.
Yes.
So these two big squads of Terminators are scoring.
Correct.
Nice. And the Ultramarine special ability, what was that again?
So if I shoot you, a friendly unit then within 6 gets +1 to hit if they're shooting the same target.
Brilliant. So hitting on 2s could be a thing when you're shooting back again. And this looks absolutely nasty. You said off camera that everything's got heavy armour.
Yeah, so the idea of this list is Destroyers, obviously. It's the kind of the tip of the spear. They're here to break the siege effectively.
Yes.
So we've got heavy, basically all the breaches, all the Terminators. The only thing that's not heavy in the list is actually some of the Destroyer units.
Okay. And heavy units can't run.
Correct.
But heavy units get to reroll saves against templates, armour saves against templates. And I've got a couple of templates that are going to be raining in. As for scoring units, as for being able to take that gateway, the curious thing about this list is you've got some destroyers of various types. They haven't got line. But everything else in the list does have line, so you've got plenty of scoring units here.
So this is my Legion Traitor.
Yes.
He's got a Paragon Blade and a Magna Combi Melter.
Nice.
He has the Warlord trait Burden of Kings.
Sounds brilliant.
Yeah, so you don't normally see it, but it's that him or his unit get a free reaction in each phase, I believe it is,
right,
per turn. And then if he's allocated a wound to him, whether it's saved or it fails, they get Fearless and it will not die 4+. He does.
He does.
Yeah.
So if he takes a wound, the unit's Fearless, but it's Fearless Sentinel. It's Legion Standard, not a Herald.
Correct.
Okay, and it will not die 4+.
Yeah.
So he might just recover his wound.
Yeah, and even if he makes the save, they get the Fearless and they will not die.
And he's running around with a command squad?
Command squad, yeah, for some more scoring and some actual weapon skill 5 Terminators.
Is there all hammers?
All hammers, baby.
That is very scary. Right, what else we got?
We've got a Chaplain.
Yes.
He's a Mastercrafted Power Axe.
Yes.
And he does Chaplain things, so the Hatred and Stubborn Leadership 10.
Okay. And he's joining a unit of Terminators or something?
Most probably. I'm not exactly sure at the moment, but he'll probably be joining a unit of Terminators.
Okay. Who's this guy?
Then we have a Librarian and Cataphractii plate as well.
Oh.
He's got Biomancy.
Right.
So this will make the unit... I've got a unit basically walking up the board, so it will make them Toughness 5 and Strength 5 if he passes his check, so they're a bit more resilient to the instant death.
Right.
And then we've got a Warmonger. So this is a Legends choice. Basically, he gives himself and a unit he joins Deep Strike.
Nice.
And they must charge if they can.
Yes. So, yeah, in the Legends choices, if you want Deep Striking Terminators and you're not Imperial Fist, Night Lords or Alpha Legion or something like that, get yourself a Warmonger. Get yourself some 10 Terminators. Yeah. The downside is he's got to charge something.
Yes.
He's a very angry boy. Right, I see a triple unit of Predators. Is this a single unit?
Single squadron.
And that's with all the melter guns.
Yes.
Those melter guns are crazy good. I know they're crazy good because I've got a tank over there with one of them as well. 2 Land Raiders.
Yeah, these are dedicated transports, so it's not a heavy slot. One is with the Praetorian Breacher Squad, one is with the Command Squad.
Praetorian Breacher Squad.
Yeah, so these are the Ultramarine special kind of breaches.
Okay.
The really good thing about them is they have line just on their data sheet.
Okay.
They have 2 wounds. They're weapon skill 5 with a 5 up invuln for the breacher shields.
So breachers with 2 wounds and a better weapon skill.
Yeah. They still only have 1 attack.
Right.
So 2 on the charge. So they're not very offensive, but they're very defensive, which kind of suits the list. They're kind of just going to walk up the board and take a lot of firepower.
And they've given them all power swords and power axes and things.
Yeah, so all power swords, where the axes you see, they're the Ultramarine Legatine axes,
right?
Which are strength user at initiative AP2.
At initiative AP2?
Yes. Yeah.
Crazy good. Okay. 2 Leviathan Dreadnoughts chunking forward. Have you paid for the Phosphex?
Paid for the Phosphex, paid for the Siege Claw and the Siege Drill.
Nice.
They've got flamers in their chests. And they're walking forward.
And then these 2 Dreadnoughts?
Yeah, so you don't see these much. They're Castaferan Dreadnoughts, or most people know them as Boxy Dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
They're not as good as Contemptors. They are basically they're fire support platforms. They're in the Destroyer Company because they're cheaper to make. And if they, we take a lot of damage to destroyers with all the weaponry. So
yes.
They're normally in the force.
And you give them las cannons.
Las cannons,
because Castafarian Dreadnoughts are initiative 2, so you don't really want them punching anything.
Yeah.
And they've got 1 less wound. But yeah, they're still Dreadnoughts. They still have automatic shielding. They're still toughness 6. Nice. Okay, that's good. We've got the 25 Terminators. Over here...
Yeah, so we've got 20 breaches here with a Vexilla.
Okay.
And just to note, there's an Apothecary in this unit, and there's an Apothecary in another Praetorian Breacher Squad.
Brilliant.
Then we have some Mortalis Destroyer Squad.
Right.
So they all have melter bombs.
Right.
They have dual bolt pistols, and they have chainswords on their back.
The dual bolt pistols destroy is a classic, man.
Yeah,
all melter bombs.
They're expensive. They're only 1 wound, 3 up armor.
Yeah.
So they will die, but that's their role.
Okay. And then this squad?
These are the Ultramarine specials. These are the Nemesis destroyers for the Ultramarines. It comes from the name of the chapter.
Yep.
They have Mortificer bolters, I believe they're called. So basically, if you take a wound, you have to take a leadership. It's not even if I do 25% casualties.
Yeah.
Sergeant, I should say, in all my destroyer squads, a sergeant has melter bombs, and if they can, they have Phosphex bombs as well.
1 minute. So Phosphex on them.
Yeah.
Phosphex on them.
Yeah.
Phosphex on these guys.
Phosphex on these guys here. The destroyer assault. These are destroyer assaults, so they'll come in from deep strike.
Right.
So both the normal destroyer squads all have melter bombs on each model.
Okay.
The sergeants also have a Phosphex bomb,
which they
can throw at you before they charge
you. So you have brought all the toys.
Yeah.
Did you bring any rad anywhere?
Rad grenades are on the destroyers again. I can't upgrade, unfortunately, any of my other units to have rad grenades.
Okay.
So destroyers have rads, but if they charge and they're in combat with another squad as well, I'll get the benefits.
Yeah, -1 toughness. So rads, melters, all the things.
Phosphex.
So chonking forward. We've got some deep striking coming in with some Terminators, potentially a combined deep strike assault with these guys deep striking in with melters.
Yep.
I guess the Leviathans are just going to be running up the table as fast as they can.
Yep.
And then for the shooty over the top Ultramarines, I shoot you better. You've got an armoured company and some dreadnoughts.
Yeah.
Apart from that, you just want to get close and take the gateway and tear down the walls from the traitors. And here's my list. Just south of 5,000 points of traitors. I've gone with a double detachment here. It's not an allied and a primary. We're playing 5,000 points, so it's a double detachment. So there are 3 heavies in my Death Guard unit and a chunk of heavies in this unit. And all the models that you see in front of you are gloriously painted to level 4 standard by Den of Imagination Painting Studios. Love you, Den. Thank you very much. So if you want an army that looks like this, hit up Den and say, hey, can you do the Winters thing? They'll know exactly what you're talking about. All the recipes for all their stuff they keep. So yeah, I've got a chaplain leading the Death Guard and a chaplain leading the Sons of Horus. And then Abby the Don is up in orbit looking down from the Vengeful Spirit, and he'll be teleporting in at the opportune moment with a unit of 10 Justaeran Terminators. This is a very expensive unit, so I really hope they don't come in turn 4. This unit scores. It's got a banner, it's got 2 melters, there are 3 hammers in this unit. Everyone else has just got power axes, not the normal Justaeran ones. I've just given them basic power axes. And Abby the Don is an absolute G because he's got battle hardened, so he counts as toughness 5 for that instant death stuff. And he's the most expensive Praetor that you can get. And there's a reason for that. He is mean. He has Deep Strike. When you get some retinue Justaeran and attach them to a dude with Deep Strike, they gain Deep Strike. And Abaddon's Warlord trait gives them a 4 up feel no pain on the turn they come Deep Striking in. And he's also got 2 reactions in the movement phase, which will come in very handy because there is no right of war on the Death Guard here. Their Legion specific thing is basically I count as stationary. I'm not slowed by terrain or anything, but I count as stationary. So the Scorpiuses can move around and still fire all their guns. It doesn't really help very much in this particular list apart from that. But if I took the Reaping, which is their normal right of war, that I run with these guys often, then they wouldn't be allowed a movement phase reaction as well. But with just a chaplain there and no right of war, they can move around. And we've got 10 Grave Warden Terminators, 475 points, very expensive, with a chaplain. These guys, when you charge them, you always count as disordered, and they have a natural 6-up shrouding baked into them, and they've got lots and lots of poison grenade launchers that they fire out. They're quite deadly. 2 units of breaches as well. I gave them all Volkite charges. 2 Leviathan Dreadnoughts with the Cyclonic missile launchers and 2 Scorpiuses down there. On this side, the chaplain will be jumping in a Spartan along with 10 Terminators. I paid for the Vexilla. I paid for the grenade harness. I paid for the flamer on the Sarger. What you see is what you get everywhere, in fact. They'll be jumping in the Spartan. There's a Dreadnought to keep them company. 3 units of line troops with Vexillas on some and Nuncio Voxes on some, and these have got chain bayonets and they've just got bayonets. And the Sons of Horus right of war is in the first round of combat. You get -1 strength when you hit them. Or is it there? +1 strength. 1 minute. I got it right. Merciless Fighters, -1 strength in the first round of combat, and then holding down the walls. We have a Typhon super heavy tank with the Dread Hammer Siege Cannon, the strength 12, brutal 4, biggest gun in the game, absolutely nasty. Only 24-inch range though, and I'm looking at a lot of multi-melter Predators over there, and I'm very worried about this. And the Spartan, at least that Predator squadron won't be able to split fire. It's firing at one or the other. But talking about Predator squadrons, I've got a squadron over here, and one has got the Gravis Las Cannon on top, one has got the Melter on top, the Las Cannons on the sponsons. So the Loyalists have got 25 Terminators. I've got 30. The Loyalists are bringing 2 Leviathan Dreadnoughts and a couple of other shooty Dreadnoughts. I got 3 of them. The Loyalists are bringing Land Raiders. I got Spartans. It's, yeah, no idea how this one's going to go, but I'm very excited. Very excited to see how this is going to be so cool. Let's go on to the deployment. So the 22nd Nemesis Destroyer chapter of the Ultramarines are rolling on, and they've got first turn, and there is one Land Raider which is going to be rolling on in turn 1. In this Land Raider here is the Traitor with the command squad, and on this flank got 2 Leviathan Dreadnoughts and more Dreadnoughts and more dudes. There's a bunch of Cataphracti Terminators over there. The Predators are on this side, backed up by a bunch more destroyers and breachers. Of course, 10 Cataphracti Terminators are going to be deep striking in with the Warmonger. And there's also the Jumpy Dudes with all their melter guns deep striking in. I've put Abby the Don in reserve along with the Joster and Terminators. And this is how I've deployed. I put a unit all the way up here with bolt guns. I don't think they're going to be in much of the fight, but it looks cool. So that's where they are. And if they want to abseil down in turn 3 and 4, and sell their lives taking the gateway, then that's fine. Plus, you've got deep strikingness. So the the Grave Warden Terminators with the Chaplain are, well, they're in patrol. They're at the back, behind the lines, waiting to jump on anything that deep strikes in, along with the Scorpiuses over there, because they can fire indirectly up and over. And I've got Nuncio Voxes on the wall on this side, Nuncio Voxes on the wall on that side, which can help redirect my scatter. The Death Guard have been told to hold down this flank. These 3 little fellas here, they're inside the bunker. You can take these lids off, but we put them on top so you can see them. These bunkers from marchofwar.co.uk. Battle map from urbanmaps.com. This is urbanmaps.com. Leviathans ready to push forward up the middle. Chaplain and 10 Cataphracti in the Spartan, just in the gateway. And here's the Dread Hammer Siege Cannon. And my Predators, looking at these Leviathans over here. And the reason why they're on this side of the battle grid is because Predators with Magnum Melter Lancers are on this side of the battle grid, and I don't want to be shot off the table in turn 1. Now, we talked about seizing the initiative. We talked about whether the Death Guard could go first or not. But in my mind, this is a trap. I don't want to try and steal the initiative. Ezekiel Abaddon knows exactly what he's doing. He's drawing the 22nd Company down towards this battle, down towards this gateway, so he can crush them under his ruthless heel. Does that work? That works. So it's automatically Ultramarines, turn 1. With interceptors fighting in the skies overhead and smoke filling this battle grid after a preliminary bombardment, the 22nd chapter of the Ultramarines roll into this battle grid. They can see their objective down in front of them, and they're spread all the way across the line. And we're going to open up the shooting phase with the Predators on the left, targeting the Leviathan on the left. We've got 6 las cannons that hit on 3s, and everything hits. And wounds on 3s. It's the Leviathan Dreadnought, and that's 4 wounds, and it needs 4 automatic shielding saves. Takes 2 wounds. And now the Magnum Melter Cannons hit on 3s, and they're twin linked. But it is strength 8 versus toughness 8. This is the tricky part. And 3 more wounds come through, and I make 1 more save. So the Leviathan has already been knocked down to 3 wounds remaining, and now we're onto the Castafaran Dreadnought with 2 Gravis las cannons firing at it. And if this doesn't kill it, then the Land Raider can do the Ultramarines things and shoot better. But you got 4 las cannons. You hit on 2s, right? Yep. On these guys. Wounding on 3s. 3 more wounds. It could kill it. It doesn't kill it. It's still on. 2 wounds remaining. Are you firing the Land Raider in it as well?
Yeah, I think we'll put one of the sponsons there, one of the other sponsons into the Predator.
Into a Predator?
Yeah.
I'm not... You see, you've got a lot of guns over here, which I don't think are going to line up a Spartan with a flare shield. So I'm not going to shroud the sponsoon shots coming into Predator. Okay. So 1 sponsoon into Dreadnought.
On 2s.
Hits both of the times.
And 3s.
Wounds once. The Dreadnought's down to 1 wound. And then 2 las cannon shots coming into Predator. And they both miss. Then we did the heavy bolter as well. No further wounds caused. So the other Castafaran is firing in at the Leviathan Dreadnought, trying to take off the last wound, and 3 of them hit. And only one of them wounds. 5 up save. No, the Leviathan falls. It blows up 3 inches. So the first Leviathan has fallen. Now we're coming to this flank where this Land Raider is firing at my Predators, and my Predators are evading this shot, popping smoke. And he only hit twice. Front ammo 13 with Sunder. And that's 1 penetrating hit. I've got 6 up cover and a 5 up shroud. And I'm okay. Then we come round to this flank for the last, shooting from the Ultramarines. We've got these bolters. They're Assault 2 bolters.
Yeah, the Nemesis Destroyers, they're Mortificer bolters.
Nice. Firing at this squad down here, which can't react. So, shooting into my breaches on 3s. Wounds on 4s. 6 3-up saves. 3 of them die. They take a pinning test. And they're immediately pinned.
It's a leadership check, so you're falling back, actually.
It's a leadership test. Yeah. They're immediately falling back. 9 inches. So the Death Guard break. They're already scaling over the walls. They want nothing to do with all this Phosphex wall of death rolling towards them. Fortunately, all the Phosphex is out of range in turn 1. Got off kind of lightly. Only losing 1 Leviathan Dreadnought so far. As we go into Traitors, turn 1. The Death Guard and Sons of Horus do not overextend. We push forward a little bit, making sure we're 12 inches back with this unit of breaches here, so the Terminators couldn't react and push forward. But this Dreadnought is unafraid of this flank, and this unit did push forward. Destroyers?
Destroyers.
Whole unit of Destroyers with melter bombs there. They reacted. They're coming straight for us. Obviously, the Leviathan's going to get hit by a Typhon. We've got some shots in there, and I've also lined up the Predators to put shots in. I want to kill a Leviathan. You kill one of my Leviathans, I want to take out one of your Leviathans, but I've angled them so the Sponsoon weaponry, because they don't have power of the Machine Spirit, but Sponsoons have a specific rule, which is if the Sponsoons on one side can't seat the primary target, then you can fire them as if they had power of the Machine Spirit at a secondary target. And I've lined up the Spartan and the side Sponsoons of the Predators to firing at your Predators. Because quite frankly, that's a lot of firepower. They must be removed. Over here, the Death Guard, they regrouped, shuffled forward a little bit. We've got the Grave Wardens patrolling the backfield, and the Scorpiuses them patrolling the backfield as well, as we go into the shooting phase and unload everything from the Spartan, except for the multi-melter, which is going to try and plink off a Terminator in at the Predators. Here's the melter. It's twin linked. It hits. It wounds the Terminator and cuts 1 down. And then we have 5 twin link las cannons coming into the Predators, and you are shrouding this.
Yes.
So 3s to hit. Everything hits. Don't even need the twin link. 4s will glance the front armor, but I have Sunder, so I can re-roll that. And in the end, 1 glance, 2 pens. There is cover in the way.
So cover on the glance.
Yes.
And cover on the pens.
Both of the pens get through.
And shroud.
Both of the pens get through. I'll have to roll this separately, because if I get a 6, I'll blow one up. I blow one up. And I immobilize a second one. Boom. That was good shooting from the Spartan. The one at the back blew up. And when it blew up, it's shaken that one and shaken that one.
Yeah.
When they got hit by the side of the explosion. So they'll only be snap firing. And this one, the one on 1 hull point, is immobilized. And you're going to get lit up by more stuff. I've got Predators, 2 Sponsoons shooting at them. All the other guns from the Predators shooting at this Leviathan here. But let's do the side Sponsoons into your Predators. They both miss. Other side Sponsoons and turret Gravis into Leviathan on 3s. And this is going to need 3s to wound the Leviathan. That's 2 wounds on Leviathan. And that is 2 wounds. And then the Magnet Melter Cannon, which is twin linked. I'm not in an armor vein range. Only one of them hits. Needs a 4. Does wound. And it failed that save as well. So that Leviathan's been knocked down to 4 wounds remaining. And a Dread Hammer Siege Cannon does 4 wounds. It's brutal 4. So let's fire all the guns and the las cannons into the Leviathan. You kill one of my Leviathans, I'll kill one of your Leviathans, and put the template where I can hit as many of those destroyers as possible. Yes, who is the blood for, Sam? Say it. Say it. I can re-roll that. It's going to go 2 inches. Re-roll it with a Lancia Vox. I'm not going to re-roll it though, because it still hits your Leviathan, and 3 of the destroyers down here. It's strength 12. Why am I rolling a scatter dice? That one rends.
Kills a guy.
They don't rend, but they are AP3. What's your armor save?
3 up, so kills 3 of them.
There is intervening. You can get 6s for that. I'm shooting through a bunch of stuff.
Dead. Dead.
Yeah, they're dead.
Dead.
They're dead. And then the wound on the Leviathan doesn't wound. Last cannons. They both hit on the side. One of them wounds. And you're down to 2 wounds?
3.
3 wounds. This dreadnought isn't going to be able to kill it now, but we're still going to shoot it anyway. We hit it both of the times with our Gravis las cannon. We wound it both of the times, and it's on 1 wound remaining. I don't think you made a save on it.
No.
I don't think you made a save on it. Shooting wise, we have a bunch of breaches over here that can fire into the Terminators, but the Scorpiuses over here can also fire into a thing.
Target-rich environment.
It is a target-rich environment.
Everywhere.
There's Terminators there, but they'll get a 4-up and vulnerable save to some of these shots. Yeah. What do I want to hit? It's got to be something that my Nuncio Voxes can see. 1 minute. We'll try and hit the Terminators. They are Terminators. This is indirect fire, though, so it will scatter the full distance. So we'll re-roll that with a Nuncio Vox, looking for a hit. And there's a hit. And then the second template is also a hit. Scorpius missile, wounds on 2s, but 4s rend, and they pin. So those are 2-up saves, and you can re-roll because heavy, and that kills one at strength 8.
And then 5 or
5 Terminator saves. So in the end, I kill 4 of them. Pinning as well, and they're not pinned. I cut that team in half. We knew they were coming. We put some smoke markers down there beforehand and just fire at the smoke. Now I've got the Breacher team with a bunch of Volkite Chargers, and the only thing they can shoot at is those Terminators. I know they get 2-up saves, but this is a lot of shots. Which wound? On 3s. 12 2-up saves. And you failed 2 of them. Deflagrate.
Heavy though. Oh, it's not blast.
It's not blast, no. So it's 2 more saves to make. I kill 1. Kill 1. That's not bad for some breaches. And the guns of the Traitors fall silent as they rearm and reload, and the Terminators are going to have to take a leadership test or they might break. And they hold. Destroyers on this flank as well also need to take a leadership test, and they hold. The Ultramarines knew what they were in for. They knew they had to withstand a wave upon wave of artillery shells coming in order to cross this no man's land and breach this gate. As we go on to Ultramarines turn 2. Now, at the start of turn 2, we'll get it on camera. You got some deep striking and stuff. Do they come in?
Please. Yes.
Oh no. In the Ultramarines movement phase, they continue their relentless advance. The Leviathan on 1 wound with the destroyers round this way, heading towards the Dreadnought, who's wisely taking a couple of steps back. Let's not make that charge automatic for you. The same with the Leviathan in the middle. He took a couple of steps back. I think we're going to have a Leviathan on, Leviathan off soon. But there's far too many hammers in that Terminator squad there. This is the immobilized Predator, staying still. Yes. The snap firing Predator, because it's shaken, well, it moved full distance. It's snap firing anyway. It wants to take out that Spartan. But talking about taking out that Spartan, I pivoted it on that angle because I was very scared about all the melters from the Predators. But because it was pivoted on an angle, the 2 Dreadnoughts down here can actually get some shots into the side armour, foregoing the flare shield. And then moving forward, infantry spilling out of the dusty wastes, and you want a deep strike in with your warmonger here. What could possibly go wrong? Sam, are you sure you want to put it on that side? Over here's a bit safer. I know you can get the Scorpiuses over there as well, but over here is a little bit safer. Okay, that's fine. That's perfectly safe now.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Nothing ever goes wrong.
No, not with a deep strike, no. That's a hit. He's in. A beam of light appears deep behind the Traitors' lines, and we have to take some pinning tests. First, the Chaplain's unit. We're not pinned. We're leadership 10 with the Chaplain. Ooh. And then with the unit on the walls there, wondering what the hell that is behind them. They're not pinned either. And then it's part of a deep strike assault. You've got a destroyer unit with jump packs and melters coming in as well. You just don't want to roll a 1.
Don't roll a 1.
Don't roll a 1.
Nothing ever goes wrong.
How easy is that? It's not a 1. And the destroyer assault squad lands directly behind those Scorpiuses. I could be in trouble back here. Hopefully my reserves come in turn 2 as well. Not in turn 4. But yeah, the loyalists have landed behind the lines. They're pushing in front of the lines. The order is to take the gateway, and the order now is also to open fire. Start off with a snap firing predator into a Spartan. Here's some last cannons. One of them hits. You need a 6 with a flare shield with Sunder. Nothing. And then triple shots with a Magna laser.
In armor bane range.
In armor bane range. 6s with twin linked. 1 hit. Armor bane. Come on. That's a penetrating hit. There's some intervening stuff. I need a 6. Negative. AP1 on a 5 or 6. Dead Spartan. No. Instead, it's just shaken, and because it's reinforced, it just loses a hull point. Doesn't count as shaken. The second predator that was immobilized was abandoned by his squadron mates and snap-fired in at this Leviathan and tickled a wound off. It's down to 6 remaining. And now we've got Land Raiders and Dreadnoughts and things, and you're in a target-rich environment. What are you firing at, sir?
I think let's deal with the Leviathan first. So we'll put 1 Castaferum into that Leviathan to start with.
Okay.
So hit on 2s.
Yes. You hit 3 times. And you don't wound.
Oh.
And that was that Castaferum. So the other ones, if they want to shoot at the same target,
they get the +1 to hit.
Yeah, so that hits on 2s anyway.
But we'll shoot everything from the Land Raider into you.
You really don't like Leviathans, do you?
I really don't.
Yeah, it's 290 points of terror is a Leviathan.
Here's 4 las cannons.
Yes.
They all hit.
Yes. 3s to wound.
3s to wound.
2 wounds. I take 2 more wounds. I'm down to 4 remaining, and you got the twin bolters firing in as well, which are twin linked, and these are going to need 6s to wound. Nothing. So that is the Land Raider. Castaveran Dreadnought number 2 also firing at Leviathan. 2s to hit. All of them hit. 3s to wound. 1 wound. And I failed with that save as well. Our Leviathans haven't been making many saves. I don't think yours made any.
No.
Now the Leviathan is shooting at the Leviathan just within 12-inch range. You've got some Phosphex as well. But first let's do the melters in the fist. And they both hit. And one of them wounds. And I make a save for once. Here's the Phosphex. And that's going to scatter 3 inches. But you've got cooling fire as well, so you can move it. Okay. Template ends up there hitting 2 of them, which wounds them on 3s. And doesn't wound. And because you brought a lot of Phosphex along, I made a bunch of these. Because that burning red pile of Magna now counts as dangerous terrain for the rest of the battle to everything with a wounds characteristic. And there's going to be a lot more Phosphex coming in. This battlefield is going to be lit up with them. Maybe. Hopefully not. We'll see. Land Raider now. Land Raider firing in to side armor of Predators. They're evading again.
3s.
All of them hit. Side armor 12.
3s to glance, 4s to pen.
With Sunder. That's 3 penetrating hits. Here's the cover with all the craters and the bunkers and the things. And here's the shrouding. Only 1 penetrating hit gets through. AP2 though.
Can they blow one up? No.
4 is stunned. So this one's not moving and will be snap firing next turn. And now we have the Leviathan on 1 wound remaining. Firing at my Dreadnought. Dreadnought on Dreadnought action.
2 melters.
One of them hits. And it wounds. Dreadnoughts are not making saves today. Then some more Phosphex is raining in. And that's going to hit. Wounds on a 6. Doesn't wound. There's another template just below the bunker as the ground beneath the Dreadnought burns and bubbles. And then all the pistols from this Destroyer squad, which are in range, are also going to try and light up the Dreadnought on 3s. And 6s. Nothing. Then we're going to move over the defensive wall to where the Chaplain and the Warmonger are unloading all of their combi bolters into the Grave Warden Terminators. Sound of bolter fire, mass reactives fill the street, hitting on 3s. They're all twin linked. And after the reroll, only one of them missed. 4s to wound. Can the Terminator plate hold That's 3 1s. They have a natural 6-up shrouding, Grave Warden Terminators. And it helps me once, but you do tear down one with Bolt of Fire. Then behind them, the Destroyer Assault Squad, they've all got bolt pistols. And the rear armour of Scorpiuses can be glanced. You've got to hit on 3s and wound on 6s. And there's 2 hull points off the Scorpiuses. Drop dice don't count before you even charge. Boom, boom, boom. The streets fill up with the sound of bolt of fire. More bolt of fire. The pinning bolters coming out here into the Breacher squad that fell back and regrouped last turn. Raining into their lines. Wounding on 4s. Forcing 9 3-up saves. And taking down just one of them. But they have to take that leadership test again. And they break again. And they fall back 12 inches. And they run back over the wall, straight towards the destroyers, hoping the Ultramarines won't see them, trying to sneak off into the city behind. And you're not shooting anything else?
No, I think that's it, basically.
What about the Terminators in the middle? They can shoot.
They only cast Biomancy and Librarian.
Okay.
But interestingly, it only lasts till the end of my turn,
yes.
Not the whole battle round.
Game turn, yeah.
So we'll do it for this combat, basically.
Okay.
So
leadership 9. That's a 10, that's a perils.
Yep, so take D3.
And you can take invulnerable saves against it.
1 takes a wound.
And at the end of the shooting phase for the Ultramarines, they've stunned the Predator and made some of the Death Guard fall back. But apart from that, not much. It's all about these charges, however. So we're starting off with a charge. With this Destroyer squad. It needs an 8-inch charge into these breaches. And that's a 9. And at the end of the charge, you make it here. And you were thinking about charging with some other stuff back out in the wastes. The Terminators into that Leviathan is like a 9-inch charge. But I have got Overwatch. So I've got Overwatch somewhere, either back here or there. Are you charging here first?
Yes.
With the Grave Wardens?
Into the Warmongers unit and the Chaplain into the Grave Wardens.
Well, you're not going to make like that stupid long charge, are you? So let's Overwatch here. Okay, you killed a dude. So I've got 36 poisoned grenade shots on 3s. And these are poison 3+. And you get 2-up saves against this.
He's Terminator.
1 Terminator. We've also got firing protocols 2. And Alchem Flamers out of their packs. And there's 5 that can Wall of Death. So this is the number of hits on the Wall of Death. And then these wound on 3s, but interestingly it's a template weapon, so you've got 2-up rerollables on that, which you can reroll, and you're good. And the Volkite on the Chaplain, which he's a Chaplain, he hits, he wounds both of the times, 2 more 2-up saves, you're good. So only take down 1, and then you charge. How far do you charge? 9 inches. And Crump, the Warmonger and his Chaplain, meets the Grave Warden and his Chaplain squad. The Destroyer Assault Squad charges the back of the Scorpiuses. They could not fail. Because those 2 charges were successful, we're coming out to the wastes. What do you want to charge next?
Well, I've made the charge here, so the Cataphracti are feeling brave and they're going to charge a Leviathan Dreadnought.
10 inches. That's far. No. They'll surge 4. Let's do the Leviathan as well. No, but you're getting free movement with your surging. So after surging across the battlefield, they end up there. Now we're on to the Destroyer squad on this flank that wants to charge a Dreadnought. Sounds like a terrible idea.
Melter bombs. And they're in.
That's in. And the Leviathan nearby needs an 11. That sounds much more sensible. No. And so at the end of the charge phase, the Dreadnought, the Breachers and stuff in the backfield has been engaged. The Ultramarines are already in amongst the Loyalist lines. What absolute G's. We're going to start down here. I've got a Dreadnought versus your Destroyers.
Yes.
They're standard Destroyers, right?
Yeah, rag grenades and all with melter bombs.
But my weapon skill's better than yours.
Yes.
So I'll hit you first on 3s. And I'm just going to be killing on 2s. I take out 3 of them, and then you can clamp your melter bombs on. There's only 4 left to clamp on some melter bombs on 5s. And you miss. And at the end of that combat, you lost that by 3.
I need to check if they're stubborn, but let's take a leadership check.
Okay. We need to check if they're stubborn. They are stubborn. They don't break. They hold, which is horrible for me, because I'd love to run them down once they're begone, And 2, then I'll be able to deal with that Leviathan Dreadnought on 1 wound charging down towards my lines. But for now, we're locked up. Then we come over here, where these destroyers versus... What are your destroyers? They're normal destroyers, these guys?
No, these are Praetorian Breachers.
Okay.
The Ultramarine Elite Breacher Squads.
And they're the weapon skill 5 guys.
Yes.
Okay, this isn't going to go well for me. Right, first up we pile in. I had 2 in Dangerous. What am I rolling Dangerous for? I'm a Death Guard. I'm fine. Oh no, I still roll for it, sorry. That's the thing. It's a right of war where you don't roll for it. Right. So I pass my Dangerous. I've got 2 that can't fight and one of them's the Sarge. So I've got 8 attacks that hit on 5s and 3 of them hit. And I'm wounding you. Your son's a... No.
No, you're
I'm
just
normal.
4s.
2 wounds, 2 normal saves.
3 up armor.
You're fine. And then they fight back. Here's all the power swords on 3s. Breaches that hit on 3s. I like it. I like it a lot. Strength 4, toughness 4. Wounds 3 times. AP 3. I need to make invulnerable saves. I make 2 invulnerable saves. And then you've got Legatine axes.
Yeah, on 3s again.
Yes.
And on 4s. Strength user.
Are they?
1.
Only 1 more.
AP 2 though.
5 up. I failed that. I lost by 2. There's no Vexilla, nothing in that squad. So leadership 6. And I hold. Everyone piles in. That's going to be one big mosh pit. One big smelly Death Guard mosh pit for a while. Maybe we can clog up their filters and their rebreathers and make them choke. Right, let's come up and over the wall where you've got 5 melter bombs getting clamped on the back of my Scorpiuses. They're hitting on 2s. And you hit 4 times, or one of them falls off. The sticky mine doesn't sticky so much, right? 2d6 melter. So up rear armor 10.
First one.
Pens.
Second one.
Pens.
Third one. Pens. Last one.
Pens. That's 4 penetrating hits. I've got 4 hull points there. They're definitely dead after you took a few shots off with the bolters, but do they blow up? I guess you don't want them to blow
roll
up.
these all together, right?
Oh yeah, all together.
And they definitely blow up.
They definitely blow up. So we'll do some explosions and things off camera because this could sting the squad that just charged them and also my breachers running past the outside. Boom, the explosion kills 3 in each squad. That's quite a heavy price for your destroyers there.
Yeah.
But I think it was worth it getting rid of them. I mean, Scorpius is nasty. Neither of them are pinned because you take pinning tests from explosions from vehicles. So 3 left and 2 left, but they're gone. Now we're down to the Warmonger with the Grave Warden Terminators. Are you issuing a challenge, sir?
Yes, we'll issue a challenge with the Warmonger himself.
The Warmonger himself. What's he got?
He's got a Thunderhammer.
Okay, I'll not accept for my chaplain there, Neil. The chaplain will encourage the sergeant to step forward. So we pile in. These 2 fellas at the back aren't fighting. Have you got any initiative high stuff going on?
All initiative 1.
All initiative 1. Axes and hammers and things.
Axes, hammers.
So I've got fists. Grave Wardens have fists everywhere except for my chaplain, who has a mastercrafted power sword. So he'll strike out at that squad. What's their weapon skill?
Weapon skill 4.
So I am hitting you on 3s and re-rolling because of chaplain things. He hits twice. It's strength 4. 2 wounds at AP 3. 2 Terminator saves. And he doesn't even get through the Terminator plate. And now we're at initiative 1 and everyone gets to swing. Alright, we'll do the challenge last. Here's all my Grave Warden Terminators. 4s versus 4s. With chaplain things gives me the reroll. That's pretty good with a bunch of power fists. These are all going to wound you on 2s. There's a couple of 1s. But those are Terminator invulnerable saves. Cataphractii invulnerable saves. 7 in fact. Which is Nurgle's number. It's a bit too early to be talking about Nurgle. This is at the start of the heresy. 4 up invulnerable saves.
Kills 3.
So I take down 3, but at the same time, the Ultramarines can fight back. Right, here's the Ultramarines attacks with chain fists and power fists. They're hitting on 4s and chaplain things screaming at them.
Good job.
Remember the Codex for Guilliman, for Ultramar, courage and honour, brothers, all those sorts of things. 2 to wound, 5 invulnerable saves. But there's 3 hammers as well. And these hit on 4s with the reroll. And they wound on 2s. And they're brutal too. This could sting. Okay, so 3 of them. Brutal 2 on a guy, dead. Brutal 2 on a guy, dead. Brutal 2 on a guy, dead. You kill 3 more. Chaplain himself has got a power axe. Hits on 3s, re-rolling, and wounds on 3s.
Strength 6.
Power axe strength 5.
Oh, okay.
3s. And Maul is strength 6.
2 at AP2 though.
Yes. 2 4 up and bent. The chaplain injures 1. And now we're on to the challenge.
Yes.
3 attacks with the Warmonger. That disordered is keeping me alive there. The auto disordered. He hits on 3s though. And he hits all the times. He wound on 2s. Right, so my sergeant in a challenge is going to make every single 6 up. 6 4 up and vulnerable saves. Yeah, he's definitely dead. And we forgot your sergeant had an extra attack with a hammer. Let's do the hammer, see if you kill another one. That's a hit.
Wounds.
That's a wound. You do kill another one. That's another one dead. And my sergeant is going to fight your Warmonger back.
Bring it.
Which will instant death him if I can hit him. But I'm hitting him on 5s. And the chaplain's screaming in his ear. And when a chaplain screams in your ear, you listen. But he didn't listen very much. Just 1 hit gets through. It should be enough. 1 wound gets through. 4 up or he's dead.
Nothing ever goes wrong. Easy.
And at the end of that combat, you lost 3 Terminators. I lost 6 Terminators. You're definitely winning that combat. But I am leadership 10, stubborn. And we hold. And they get locked up. And they continue to fight and hack and claw at each other. And so at the end of turn 2, I've lost my Scorpiuses and my Grave Wardens are locked up. This unit are locked up. My Dreadnought's locked up as well. I've still got this Typhon looking point blank at a Leviathan Dreadnought. And my Predators can fire, though one of them will be snap firing. The Leviathan, the Spartan's okay. The Spartan's okay. And the Leviathan on 3 wounds left. The Overwatch will be a bit nasty if I went into your Leviathan. So I'll probably go into those Dreadnoughts. Okay. And yes, you've got Land Raiders and stuff back here, but at some point they're going to need to push forward. That one's got the command squad in. This one's got some destroyers in. And in my turn 2, does Ezekiel Abaddon decide to join the fight? Yes, he does. Here we are at the end of the movement phase for the brave defenders of this city, fighting the tyranny that is the Imperium of Man. I have left the Cataphractii Terminators with the Chaplain inside the Spartan, because there's still a lot of las cannons out here, and if I jump them out, las cannons, it's not going to go well for them. The plan is, this Leviathan's on 1 wound. I pivoted that round, so pivoting counts as stationary, so no reaction here, but 1 wound remaining, and there's some shots that can come in. Deal with Leviathan, and then the other shots dealing with Leviathan number 2 and all the Terminators. That's the plan there. Hopefully they're all gone. This fight continues over there with the breachers and your special breachers. And if I manage to do that, then you're going to need to push with everything else. And then it's a case of what do I do with Abbey the Dawn? Well, I've got all the guys holding on to the castle walls that can fire down right and left and all over the place. We've got these destroyers down here. And with Fury of the First, we can put many shots into them. They should be gone. The little unit of breachers there, well, they regrouped. Then there's a case of, do I put Abaddon back here to deal with them? And I think the answer to that question is no, because the Chaplain and his unit could get out later. I'm also trying to think of what would Abaddon do. And your command squad is inside that Land Raider, right?
Yes.
And so Abaddon in the middle of the table in front of that Land Raider, that seems like a great idea. Melter open the Land Raider, charge your command squad, cut the head from the snake, show that we are in control, not controlled. So there's Abaddon. This deep strike will be fine. Trying to cut the head. It's going to be fine. And the reason why it's going to be fine is because I've got a Nuncio Vox and I can re-roll that, but I'm not sure I need to. That would be a mishap. So yeah, we're definitely re-rolling that one. And that's coming this way, 7.
Ouch.
That's a mishap as well. It's going to hit these Terminators. So the coordinates are scrambled and Abaddon lands deep behind enemy lines, and then I string out the unit, which you can do. And I've got 2 multi-melters that are going to point at a Land Raider with your command squad in the rear. And I'm right at the back, far away from the gateway that we need to control. Have got the Long March Rite of War for the Sons of Horus though, so these Cataphractii aren't moving 6, they're moving 7. And at least they're on the table in turn 2. but they can't run. They're a long way from where they need to be. Or maybe they're exactly where they wanted to be, right behind that Land Raider. So let's open up the shooting phase and shoot it in the butt. See, that's the thing. Do you shroud this, or do you wait for all the other terrible amount of firepower that's going to come into all the other stuff? It's only 2 metal shots, but I do hit on 2s. They are just Aaron. You are evading.
Yes.
You're evading. He's evading. 2s to hit. I hit both of the times. Multi-melter. 6 glance. 7's pen. First shot. Doesn't do anything. Doesn't crack through the armor at all. Second shot. Just glances it.
You don't need a shroud.
A shroud? No. That always happens. You shroud and nothing happens, and I just take a whole point off. I'm going to have to charge it and hit it with my hammers instead. Yeah, that always happens when you shroud a thing. Always happens. Right, Typhon then. You've done your shroud.
Yep.
So the Typhon is going to drop its big template of doom on the Terminators and definitely not hit my Leviathan Dreadnought. This Sponsoon is also going into Terminators. This Sponsoon is going to hit that Leviathan on 1 wound remaining on a 3. Wounds it on a 3. And wounds that Leviathan Dreadnought a 5 up.
Can he make a save? Because he's not made one yet.
He's not made one yet. He's due one. No. He's gone. Right, and we're dropping the template on the guy with the flag. Why are you bringing a flag? You stand out. That's going a long way. Nuncio Vox. And that's a hit. Hits the Leviathan, wounds it on a 2, and that rends. That is 4 brutal 5 up invulnerable saves. And you made a save on a Leviathan. Okay, so that one's down to 4 wounds remaining, and then 3 of them hit the squad. And you've got re-rollable 2 ups on them.
Fine.
And then the next one.
Fine.
And then that is 4 invulnerable saves.
No, kills him.
Okay, you kill the injured guy at the back. 4 remaining, las cannon hits and doesn't wound. Okay, so snap firing predator, right Sponsoon going into that. And all the other remaining guns that I can shoot are going to try and kill the Leviathan, because my Leviathan wants to charge Terminators, not other Leviathan. Leviathan on Leviathan action means both dead Leviathans. I'd like to keep my Leviathan alive. Here's snap firing las cannon. That hits the predator. Pens the predator. Predator makes it save anyway. Then I did the snap firing guns into the Leviathan. Nothing happened. There's a Sponsoon here that can hit it. It doesn't hit it. And then the multi-melters, which are twin linked, the Magna Melter. This is strength 8, but you're in armor bane range, so I get to re-roll this against the Leviathan Dreadnought. And I only do 1 wound on the Leviathan Dreadnought. And it makes it save.
Decisions.
This is not good. That Leviathan should be dead by now. Okay, it's fine. So that one over there is immobilized.
Correct.
So it's just las cannons firing back into front shield. Right, I'm going to put the multi-melter and the twin las cannons on this side into that. And then the 3 other las cannons into the Predator. Yep. So here's the multi-melter into Leviathan, which is twin linked and needs a 4 to wound. That wounds. And you take another wound. Here's the twin linked Sponsoon las cannons, does a couple more wounds. Okay, it's down to 2 wounds remaining, that Leviathan. And then a triple twin linked las cannons into Predator right in front, which is in melter range and it needs to die. Which are twin linked, hits all the times. I need 4s to glance, 5's pen, and I've got sunder. And only 1 penetrating hit. Should have rolled them separately, really, because you get cover from that and not cover from that. Because I didn't roll them separately, you'll get your cover.
So roll a 6 anyway.
Yeah, if you roll a 6. No. Right. 1 penetrating hit. I'm looking for a 6. It's not a 6. It's a stunned. It's locked in place and it'll be snap firing, but it's still alive. I don't want to charge my Leviathan into your Leviathan. Don't want to do that. I'm going to shoot this Leviathan into the Terminator squad. Get rid of Terminator squad. Fire everything at them. And I've got a Magna Melter and the 2 things and the flamers. I'll just do all the melters first because this should kill them. Maybe. Hits on. It might not kill them. Only 3 of them hits into the Terminators. 3 of them wound. 4 up and vulnerable save on the Cataphracti. I take down 2 of them. Then we'll do the flamers. These are Fleshbane flamers. These are special flamers for the Death Guard, which mean they wound on 2s. They all wound, but you get Terminator saves against that, and you're fine. And there's 2 left in the middle. And I don't think there's anything left that can shoot down at the Leviathan. That's it. That's it. We're coming along here. And I've got 20 shots plunging fire down at the assault destroyers over here. And 20 shots which will also shoot them from this direction if I don't kill them. Many dice rolls later, it took both of them to do it, but I did wipe out those destroyers. Don't want them jumping around with melter bombs all over the place, and that is the end of my shooting phase. I've taken down a Leviathan, I've stunned that Predator in the middle of the battle grid. You need a leadership test on these Terminators one more time. Surely they won't break. They don't break. The Leviathan charges in, that's a scatter dice. Leviathan charges in 5 inches.
I'll try and make it disordered.
Yes, it makes sense. You do make it disordered, and then Abaddon Squad and the Justarian are going to charge the Land Raider, but I'm going to declare them. Do I declare them as a secondary as well? I mean, I should be able to break them. Are they stubborn or anything, these breacher guys?
No.
Are they the special guys?
And stuff. They're just normal breachers.
That's a normal squad of breachers.
Correct.
I might as well multi-charge, eh? This will be fine, particularly with a 7-inch charge. So we'll start here. I've got 3 hammers hitting your Land Raider in the back and 3 axes hitting these guys. But actually, I'm all initiative 1. You get to pile in and fight first. Full 20-man squad of breachers there. Not sure they want to pile into a unit of Justarian Elite, but they have. They're hitting on 5s. And because of Sons of Horus things, you're wounding on a 5. And you wound. 2-up save. I'm good. Let's hit him back with some axe. What you got? Boss Gree, he's got an extra attack with his chain axe. Oh. He hits once. He's got shred on the chainsword. He wounds once. 2-up save. I'm good. Right, let's do the 3 axes into the despoilers. Justarian have 3 attacks each. And Furious Charge. And their weapon skill 5. So we're hitting on 3s. And wounding on 2s instead of 3s. At AP 2. And that is 6 invulnerable saves into the squad of breachers.
Followed by Feel No Pains.
Okay, 4. 4's good. Then hammers into Land Raider on 2s. And it would normally be 6s to glance. But Furious Charge, 5's glance, 6's pen. Just daring things. 1 glance, 1 pen. So that's 2 hull points. The pen can kill it on a 6. No, but I do immobilize it and lock it in place, which means in your turn, I'm going to get a free round of hits into the Land Raider again and again and again. And the breachers lost that combat by 6.
Because you add it up on the vehicles thing as well?
Yeah.
But they got Vexilla, so lost it by 5?
Yes.
Alicia Pate, so 3 or less? No.
They're going to break. And they fall back 1d6 with the Vexilla.
Oh, yeah. 4 inches.
4 inches. And they fall backwards. They're not going to be able to squeeze through there. They're going to have to come this way. So Ezekar wanted to come in and destroy the commander of the Ultramarines. He's failed in that task so far. And he finds himself somewhat out of position. But he has made a squad break. He is locked up with that Land Raider. And now we come across here to this Leviathan Dreadnought that charged these Terminators. And he's got Hammer of Wrath. And he wounds 3 times. 3 2-up saves. He doesn't run any over. And now we fight. And you made me disordered.
Yes, and my Librarian goes first because he has reach.
Oh, yeah. Yes, so your Librarian is going to use his Force Stave. He's instead going to use Biomancy's Rage, which is one of the Biomancy's abilities.
Yes.
So you need to do a Force check. You pass the Force check. And he's got...
3 attacks?
Yep, he's got 3 attacks. He's sitting on 4s. And he hits all the times. It's strength 10 and it ends on a 4.
Yes.
What a G. He gets a wound through. And I make the save. And then I'm going to strike you back. Now, your weapon skill 5 and weapon skill 4, I'm weapon skill 5, but you always count the higher. So I'm actually hitting these Terminators on 4s. I hit 3 times. Strength 10, AP 2, wounds twice. You're going to make 3 saves on a dude and 3 saves on a dude because it's brutal 3.
So him first.
Hammer's gone.
Can the Librarian hold?
Negative. I run them down. Then my Leviathan blares a challenge through its Voxhorn at the enemy Leviathan right in front of them. I wonder if he'll be machine enough to take him on. We shall see. Anyway, I've got this ongoing fight down here and the other ongoing fight over the wall. I rolled my attacks. I did 1 wound and he saved it. Brilliant. Here's all these. What's these?
These are power swords. They've only got 1 attack each base.
Okay.
And they are, because they got the shield, they don't get the +1.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But they hit on 3s though.
Correct.
Okay.
And then they wound on 4s.
And that 1 rends. Well, I will need shields on all of these because it's all AP3. I'm good. Now it's the axes.
Axes on 3s.
Are we going to do no damage to each other for forever and ever? There's a wound. Okay, you kill 1.
Ooh.
Okay, leadership 7 then. I hold. Yep, this fight is destined to last forever. Combat number 3 or 4. Dreadnought over here into destroyers with the melter bombs. Standing on that bit of burning scenery. He hits twice. He'll kill on 2s. He only kills 1 of them. And so 3 of them can try and clamp on melter bombs on 5s.
Come on. No.
No. And you lost again. Leadership 7 now. No, stubborn.
Stubborn, they should be. No.
Oh dear. I might run you down. Adding my initiative to this.
Need a 6.
I do manage to run them down. Charging a dreadnought, even with melter bombs, not advised. Someone needs to talk to health and safety. Definitely worth a go though. We've still got another fight, however. Down here, your chaplain versus my chaplain versus all of these things. I'm not issuing any challenges. You issuing any challenges?
No, your sergeant's dead. My warmonger wants your chaplain, so he's issuing a challenge.
Against my chaplain?
Yes.
Okay, I guess my chaplain will step up. Mind you, if I lose him, then I lose my leadership 10, stubborn, and mind you, I'm still intractable. But I think they're dead anyway. Anyway, chaplain initiative 5 gets to swing first. Against your warmonger?
Yes.
He's a centurion, so it's 4s to hit, but it is a mastercrafted power sword and I hit every single time. 4s to wound. I'm looking for the 6s because that rends. So that's a 2 up, that's a 4 up.
2 up and 4 up.
We don't even make him bleed. Now we're down to initiative 1. Alright, there's still the remaining Grave Wardens with all their power fists. My sergeant is dead, and we don't get hatred. It's not the first round of combat. I know, only managed to land 1 blow and wound once at least. And I don't make any of them fall over. See what the warmonger can do. Hammer time.
On 4s.
He hits twice.
And 2s.
He wounds twice. Brutal 4. Yeah, my chaplain's gone. And then you hammer back again. No hatred for you either. 4s to hit, and they're very, very angry. These loyalists. They've watched Calth burn. 2s to wound. Yeah, that's a lot of wounds. What's that? 6? First one, dead. Second one, dead. Third one, dead. That's it.
They're all dead.
Everybody's dead, Dave. Everybody's dead. And so at the end of turn 2, something's definitely gone right for the Loyalists. The Ultramarines are deep behind enemy lines and they've cleared away the Scorpiuses and the Grave Warden squad. They're right below the gateway. And Abaddon didn't deep strike back here. Abaddon was greedy. He went for the Warlord of the enemy. He went for that Land Raider. And still hasn't managed to wreck it open, and he's vastly, vastly out of position. So we're going to go on to turn 3. We've got a stunned Predator. We've got a Leviathan on 2 wounds facing a Leviathan on 3 wounds. The Destroyers are over here. Apart from this unit, which is deep behind my lines, they're very unsupported for now. I feel like the Ultramarines are going to need to put their foot down. The first 2 turns, the opening salvos of this battle have been bloody and have been brutal. But let's find out what the Ultramarines do in turn 3. On this flank, the Typhon is a problem. So the Land Raider continued to go along at cruising speed because it's got 4 shots with las cannons into the side of that Typhon now. Back here, both of the dreadnoughts moved around and this squad regrouped, so they will be snap firing, and I reacted to that because you're never locked with a vehicle, using the movement to get Abaddon a bit closer into the fight. And then the command squad got out and they didn't turn around for... They didn't come turning around for Abaddon.
Pushing forward, they know their objective.
But Abaddon, first captain of the Sons of Horus, he's an important guy. You should try and come back for him.
No.
Are you scared?
The gate is more important.
The gate is more important. You are an Ultramarine, and the orders were to take the gate. The Predator isn't moving, it's stunned. This one isn't moving, it's immobilized. This unit of destroyers, this is a normal unit of destroyers, right?
These are the Nemesis ones.
They're the Nemesis ones. So they're chonking forward. And then, of course, behind the walls, you've got the Warmonger squad. How many chain fists have you got in there?
And you got one left.
One chain fist left.
Yeah.
And a bunch of hammers.
Lots of hammers.
I'm going to ring that Spartan like a dinner bell because I've still got 10 Cataphracti in there with a chaplain. It's already looking a bit thin on the ground. Where are we starting the shooting phase?
Start with this Land Raider on the flank.
Land Raider on the flank into Typhon.
Yes.
Do I want to shroud that? I definitely want to shroud that. That Typhon is proving a pain. 3s to hit with las cannons. They all hit. 5's glance, 6's pen with Sunder. We have 3 glancing hits. 3 shrouds coming up. I lose 3 hull points. Typhon still on 3 hull points remaining. The immobilized Predator. What are we doing again?
Into the Leviathan.
Everything?
Sponson can't shoot.
Okay.
Can't see anything, but everything else into the Leviathan.
Okay.
Las cannon.
Hits.
Wounds.
5 up. No, it's down to 2 wounds.
And then the melters.
They all hit.
And 4s.
2 more wounds. It's only got 2 wounds. It's still got 2 wounds. We did fire the Sponsoon on the Predator. It could see one of the guys on the walls and completely blew him in half. It was awesome. Now you've got decisions to make. There's a Spartan, there's a Typhon, there's Predators. You've got a couple of las cannons left. Where you go next?
Yeah, I have to deal with the Leviathan first. It's my biggest problem. So, Abaddon is as well.
Again, Abaddon's right there.
Yeah, but we are going to put this one
Yes.
into the Leviathan.
On 2 wounds remaining. So you don't want to charge it with your Leviathan?
My Leviathan go to the other Dreadnought maybe. So
Oh, I see.
we've got choices.
Yes. 2s to hit.
2s.
You hit 3 times.
And then 3s.
You wound 3 times. 5 up and vulnerable saves? No. Dead Leviathan Dreadnought, which blows up 5 inches. Leviathan goes boom, and the Terminators make all of their 2-up saves. Now we're coming on to Castafarian Dreadnought number 2. Firing at
Abaddon.
Abaddon.
Anything he can see.
2s to hit. You hit 3 times. You wound 3 times. I'm going to be cheeky. I put 1 on Abaddon.
Yeah.
Because he's battle hardened. So he takes a wound, but it doesn't kill him, he's battle hardened. 2 onto the Justaran. You take out a Justaran and you injure Abaddon. 1 of the Justaran falls, and the Land Raider is going to split fire with Power of the Machine Spirit. 1 Sponsoon is pivoting all the way round into Justaran. The other Sponsoon you're putting into Predators.
Correct.
You got side shots into that Spartan.
Yeah, but it's
a Spartan.
and I still got a Predator there to shoot.
That one's snap firing.
He's twiddling. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine,
And I've
okay.
got all the Terminators at the back.
Okay, las cannons
And the
then.
heavy bolters are going to go up to some of the infantry.
Okay, I love it.
So las cannons into Abaddon.
Okay. They both miss. I duck and cover.
And then las cannons into Predators.
They both hit.
Front armour, so 4s to glance.
With Sunder, 2 penetrating hits. 2 6-up covers. Does it hit the bunker in front? It doesn't. And then 1 at a time. First one stuns it. Second one stuns it again. The first Predator is a wreck. In the backfield, a chunk of snap firing came into the Justaran. Injured one of them. Got through the plate. Now we're on to this Leviathan Dreadnought. And for a moment you were thinking about putting it into the Predator.
Yeah.
But you're not in melter range. So you're putting the Leviathan into my Dreadnought.
Correct.
Okay. 2s to hit. And 3s to wound. They both wound. My Dreadnought loses 2 wounds. It's down to 3 remaining.
2 flamers.
And you got, yeah. Are they flamers or you got
They're
Volcut
flamers.
in there?
I've got flamers on the
Alright.
front of that.
Wounds on 6s. There's another wound. And I'm good. So my Contemptor's on 3 wounds remaining. The Foxfex landed next to the Typhon over there, not hitting the Predator. The heavy bolter from the Land Raider that we fired earlier actually killed 1 on the Bastion up here as well. So 1 in that squad, 1 in that squad from long range firepower. And I think we're down to
Snapfire and Predator.
We're down to Snapfire and Predator, yeah. What is the Predator snap firing at?
So 1 Sponson, this Sponson I don't think can hit the Spartan.
Okay,
So it's going to snapfire into the Predator.
right,
Everything else into the Spartan.
into the Spartan. And then we've got this squad here
Ah, yes.
with their guns up at the wall, no doubt, in a minute. So yeah, see if this Predator can take down this Spartan then. What are we starting off with?
Well, we'll start with Predator on Predator.
Okay.
I can hit you on a 6.
On a 6?
No. And then the las cannon into the Spartan. No. And now the melter.
Yes.
Twin linked. No.
Nothing. The stunned Predator misses its shots. Targeting is muffled up. Now we're going to do lots of bolt guns up at the wall. And when the bolt guns fired up, 2 Sons of Horus fell from the walls. And they have to take a leadership test to those bolters, and they hold. But at the end of the shooting phase, they suffered 25% casualties. They got hit by a las cannon as well. So another leadership test. And they hold, unlike those dead guard. They stand. They are the Sons of Horus. We are the elite of the elite. We are the legion by which all other legions are measured. I think that's the end of all the shoots and things. So we have charges and things. There's a Leviathan Dreadnought that wants to charge my Dreadnought on 3 wounds remaining.
Yes.
It's a 7-inch charge. You're on 2 wounds. I'm overwatching.
Bring it.
Here's the las cannons. One of them hits and doesn't wound. The melter misses. Oh no. Okay. I wanted to take it down on the way in.
Can I make a 7?
You can make a 9. Boom, the Leviathan gets there. That's going to be painful. The Cataphracti need a 10-inch charge to get to these breaches here. Trying to get some free movement if you fail. And that's an 8. So that's a 4-inch surge movement. That's some free movement. The command squad make it here. Then the Warmonger around the back charges the back of the Spartan. So we've got 2 successful charges. One against the Spartan and one with the Leviathan. We'll start with the Leviathan. He's got Hammer of Wrath 3. So 3 impact hits on the charge, which will wound on 3s. 2 of them wound. And I'm good. And then we fight. But the problem is, you've got 6 attacks on the charge?
Yes.
I've got 3. So I'll go first, shall I? Yeah. 3 attacks. Hitting on 4s. I hit twice. I'm strength 9, your toughness Leviathan, so 3s to wound. There's brutal 3.
I've got 2 wounds.
Yes.
2 5-ups coming up.
No.
He's dead even with that cocked one.
Yes, but can you kill the Contemptor back again?
4, 5, 6 on 4s.
You hit 3 times, and he's strength 10.
2s.
Okay, so that's 9 saves. 9 5-ups. No. Both of the Dreadnoughts are ripped apart. We'll do the blow-ups on camera because you can actually shake the Predators and things like I did to yours. So how far does the Leviathan blow up? Yeah, it's going to hit the Predator. Strength 8, front armor 13.
No.
Doesn't shake it.
I think I can glance.
You can glance the Typhon as well, yeah. No, you don't glance the Typhon. My Dreadnought blows up 6 inches, so a 6 on the Typhon takes a whole point off the Typhon, and then against the Predator, doesn't glance the Predator. So all the Dreadnoughts are gone now, except for the 2 shooty ones back here. All the Leviathans are gone, the Contemptor's gone, Phosphex is flickering across the battle grid. We've got the charge on the Spartan. We'll do that at the end. I want to see what happens there. Let's do this fight. Breacher on breacher fight first.
So my power swords.
Hit on 3s. That's good hitting. Look at that. They're angry.
4s.
And that counts. That's 4 wounds. 4 5-up saves. I lose 4 guys. That was good. And then you've got the axes. One of them hits. And it wounds.
No, strength 4.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll lose 4 guys. I will fight you back. I hit 3 times this time. Last time I hit twice. I wound once. I take 1 down. Or do they have 2 wounds each?
2 wounds each.
Okay, so I lost that combat by 3. And I fail. You can run me down. I'm adding... Oh, you don't beat me.
No.
So we do actually successfully fall back 4 inches. The Death Guard break again. Someone's definitely going to have words with Mortarion at the end of this fight. Spreading out with your breaches, your special breaches, because Typhon things. Now we're coming across here, where I'm going to try and ring that Land Raider like a dinner bell. I don't get Furious Charge this time though, because we haven't charged. But I've still got a bunch of hammers in close combat. And we're hitting on 2s. 6s will glance it to death. It's 2 hull points remaining. We glance it to death. now broken your Land Raider, can you break the Spartan? You've got a couple of hammers as well, and one chain fist. And you're charging in, so at least you've got an extra attack. And you've got reroll of hits because there's a chaplain there.
Yes.
So it could be done.
Should we start with a chain fist?
Let's start with a chain fist.
3 attacks.
And they will hit. Armor Bane, 2d6. First one, pens. Second one, glances. And pens. 2 penetrating hits at AP2. That's a no, AP2 is that's immobilized and weapon destroyed. Yeah, chain fists are AP2, so it's on 2 hold points remaining. Here's all the power fists and thunder hammers, and they're hitting on 2s and chaplain reroll.
Rerolling.
And then 6s.
And I've got my warmonger, I might as well chuck in at the same time as well.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay, chaplain. Right, okay. Lots of 6s.
Can we get 2 6s?
Just 2 6s. The interesting thing about that is now there's a big roadblock in the gateway and all the access points for the Spartan are this side. So my Terminators need to climb over it to get to your Terminators on the other side. And when you come out of a wrecked vehicle, at least they're not pinned. And at the end of turn 3, the Spartan in the gateway is on fire. Flames and oily black smoke flicker up into the sky, and I don't have very many Sons of Horus left. I've got 6 Sons of Horus left. Death Guard left. I've got 3 over here and 3 over here. That's it for the Death Guard. They're breaking, they're running all over the place. It's the Sons of Horus holding the lines. Tactical squads and tactical squads and tactical squads facing Terminator squads inside the walls. And then outside of the walls, I got a couple of tanks. I still have a Typhon. It isn't shaken or stunned or anything. And it's got direct shots into the warlord of the enemy forces. The breaches are coming around the flank. Horus is a little bit, not Horus, Abaddon's a little bit out of position over here. I need to go away and have a proper think as we go on to Traitors turn 3. So in the backfield, Abaddon's unit moves forward. Annoyingly, you put that guy there. So if I wanted to head up into the battle grid, I'd have to climb over the clambering wreck. So instead, he's going to go charging into this unit of the breaches, the normal breaches. Should be able to make them break again. And then after that combat, consolidate 5 inches up because Abaddon things. I'll get more movement that way, I think. So that's what's happening in the backfield. It's still turn 3. Plenty of opportunity to move up. The unit of Death Guard over here, well, they're continuing to run back. So one unit running away. The other unit is moving in for the kill. And I've got 20 rapid fire bolters plus a bunch more rapid fire bolters because I leapt off the wall, and a bunch more rapid fire bolters. There's lots and lots of rapid fire bolters that are going to go into the Warmonger's Terminator team. And then my chaplain and the Cataphracti had a decision, forward or back. Well, they've breached the gateway. So it's this way, it's backwards, it's back into the Warmonger's team. Put as many bodies as I can down here that I possibly could fit. Even if the Ultramarines do manage to take the gateway at the end of this battle, they're going to have to get a Trojan recovery vehicle along to tow that Spartan out of the way. It's proving a bit of a blockage. And then the remaining guns, well, I've got a Typhon and a Predator. And the idea is to take down a Spartan, the Land Raider here, the Predator there, and drop a Typhon shell down into this mess here. So we're going to start off with the Typhon. One las cannon and the shell is coming this way. And then that las cannon, because I've blocked it with the Predator, is going to have to fire at this Land Raider. They got a free reaction, so you are shrouding it, and it does make him fearless. Let's do the las cannon into Land Raider first of all, and we miss. Okay, let's do the shell down here. See if we hit. We definitely don't hit. And I moved all the Nuncio Voxes. 1 minute, there's that guy up there with the Nuncio Vox. That's why I paid for them all. Well, also for the Scorpiuses, which aren't here anymore. And that scatters. Shot scatters this way, hits 2 of the breaches over there and the tank. So the 2 breaches, one's got 4 saves of armor saves.
4 3-ups.
Which you can re-roll. Yeah.
I'll say this card.
Okay, he takes a a Dreadhammer Siege Cannon to the face and lives. These are 5 up and vulnerable saves.
No.
Yeah, he's gone. Okay, so one gets kaboomed, and then it's Sunder on your tank, strength 12. So that pens it, but there is intervening.
6 up?
You don't make the 6 up. So that Predator is a smoking wreck. Then there was one las cannon into the Terminators, which hits and doesn't wound. Okay, so that happened. Haven't really hurt the command squad. So the right Monsoon of the Predator will shoot the command squad. The other guns from this Predator will shoot at the Land Raider. Here's the las cannon into this squad, which hits and doesn't wound again. And then the other shots coming this way, you're shrouding. Yep. Here's the las cannon, which hits and Sunder doesn't do anything. Now we're on to the multi-melter, which is twin linked, not a multi-melter. Magna melter. 2d6. That's a glance. 2d6. That doesn't do anything. 2d6. I've just done one glancing hit.
Every time I shroud.
Yeah. 5 up save. I'll take a whole point off, and that's it. In the backfield, the Terminators are going to fight everything at that Breacher squad I want to charge. So here's the multi-melters, which wound on 2s and take down one of them. Then all the Bane Strike Bolters, which hit on 2s, and they're strength 5. They breach on 6s. 1 breach and 6 saves.
6 saves.
That kills 2.
Breach.
Kills 3.
Feel no pain.
Oh yeah, Apothecary.
Just 2.
Just 2. That's fine. We'll go charging in. We'll clear them up then. Now coming over here, for all the shots in the world, this squad reacted and stepped back, right?
Yes.
So all the shots in the world into this Terminator squad. Let's start off with the 18 shots from here. The plasma gun is out of range. Plunging fire from the wall on 3s and wounding on 4s. 6 2-up saves. Takes down one of the Terminators. Now we're coming across to this squad, which has 1 less bolter, and the plasma is in range. So these hit on 3s. Mass reactives. Wound on 4s. That's only 3 wounds. 3 more. 2-up saves. And tickle another wound. And then the plasma guy hits and wounds. And that's a 2-up save. It doesn't breach. Okay, one guy takes a wound. We'll do squad number 3. This squad are much reduced, so less shots coming in, hitting on 3s and wounding on 4s. That's 5 wounds though. 5's good. And tickle another one. We take another one down, and the plasma hits and doesn't wound. How about the Death Guard? Can they actually do something with their Volkite charges? Because they're going up on a report after this. 3s to wound, 3 more 2-up saves from Volkite. You're good. And then on the wall, there's my heavy flamer guy, look. Flaming that template down, and another guy can shoot. So let's do the bolter in rapid fire range. And that doesn't wound. And then the 4 people my heavy flamer hits. Wounds on 3s. 3 wounds, 3 2-up saves. And that's the end of my shooting phase. How many did I kill? 2? 2. Is that enough for a leadership test? That is 25% casualties.
Yes.
Can you please run away back over the wall, straight towards my chaplain?
Leadership 10 stubborn. They hold.
And that's the end of my shooting phase. Now now I want to charge you. Measured up, it's an 8-inch charge. Are you bracing? Are you overwatching? Are you doing anything?
I think I'm going to set the defend. Yeah, I'll brace so you get the -1 attack.
Okay. Well, actually, we figured out the other day. What you do is you roll the charge roll first, and then you can like overwatch or brace.
Oh, because I see how far you charge. Yeah. Nice.
So an 8. That's a 6. You can overwatch them if you wanna.
No, I'll leave it.
You're gonna leave it?
Yeah.
Some of them will jump off the wall. It's gonna take us more than a turn to clamber over that mess. Right, we're coming down here then to Abaddon. Charging this unit of dudes. That's an 11-inch charge.
I will overwatch this.
We'll definitely make the charge. Okay, lots of shots coming in. A bajillion shots later, 10 wounds came through into the Gisteran Elite, and one of them was injured, and he'd take him down. Gisteran go charge again. Now, interestingly, all my stuff is unwieldy. Well, Abaddon is going to choose to go unwieldily, so you get to fight first.
Yes. 15 attacks with normal breaches.
Yeah.
On 5s.
Yes.
And 5s again because of Sons of Horus
yes.
stuff?
Sons of Horus things.
Not very nice.
And that's 2 wounds.
3.
3 wounds. I need another dice. 3 wounds. I'm okay.
Apothecary?
Yes.
No.
Misses. And that's the end of your fights?
Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, here's the power axes. We're hitting on 3s. And with Furious Charge, we're winning on 2s. 5 up invulnerable saves. And then 5 up feel no pains against this because there is an apothecary in that squad. That's 6 guys dead. Here are all the thunder hammers on 3s. And then 2s to wound. Every single one of them is brutal 2 and no feel no pain against that strength 8. So we'll roll them all and any successful ones re-roll.
No successful.
Right, and then Abaddon has a base 5 attacks, 2 specialist weapons, and the charge. And then he get... Where have they all gone?
They died. I only had 9 left.
What?
Yep.
But Abaddon was gonna...
Abaddon has not been able to release his anger yet. He's still...
He's an angry boy.
Especially at the Death Guard.
Okay, right. Yeah, it will definitely be releasing some anger at the Death Guard later, because so far he hasn't killed any Ultramarines yet. Right, we'll consolidate 5 inches. We'll push on through, and then we'll go on to Ultramarines, turn 4. At the end of the movement phase, there's 2 units of Praetorian Breachers heading straight towards my lines, as well as the Nemesis Destroyers on this flank. This is the unit of Praetorian Destroyers that destroy Breachers that got rid of my Breachers. These guys got out the Land Raider. The Predator right in front of them reacted and reversed, however. So a swarm of blue and black in front of the gateway. The Warmonger's holding its ground after getting lit up by mass reactive rounds. He's in a target-rich environment. He can charge left, charge right, or charge straight into the Terminators. Still an immobilized Predator back there. Still the Land Raider hunting this Typhon. And your command squad turned round.
Yeah.
They're going the wrong way.
They're there to hold the line. They'll deal with Abaddon. Abaddon shall die this day.
Okay. Well, I reacted a little bit with the Just Errand feeding through. So we'll see how that command squad fares, how your Warlord fares against Ezekiel Abaddon, captain of the 1st Company Just Errand Elite of the 16th Legion. He's a G. I think he might be in trouble. But there is a swarm coming forward. There's guns about to erupt. The traitors need to dig in hard here, because this could be painful. We start with the Land Raider one more time. Shoot at Typhon. I think the Typhon's shrouding. I think that's your main guns for this turn. And that Typhon's done some work for me, except for last turn. So 4 las cannons, Typhon on the side, hitting on 3s. And you hit 3 times. You need 5s to glance, 6s to pen with Sunder. There's 1 pen. There's 1 pen. There's intervening stuff now, so I get a 6 and then a 5. And the penetrating hit gets through and immobilizes it. I think the Dread Hammer Siege Cannon is just front mounted. So centerline mounted. So he's not really shooting it very much. So that's a pretty good result.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we going to next?
Let's shoot Abaddon. I'm not going to make it a fair fight. We're Ultramarines. I've got 2 Lascannon Dreads back here.
Into Abaddon?
Into Abaddon's unit.
That's a lot of shots. Do you want to fire them all at the same time?
Yes.
If they're firing all at Abaddon. There's 8 Lascannon shots shooting Abaddon in the back. He stood right there. He might take a couple of these.
On 2s.
Okay, you missed 3 times.
And 2s. Only 4 wounds.
4 wounds. Well, 2 of them are going to hit Abaddon. He's right there. I don't think he's going to get in this fight. And Abaddon takes another wound. He's battle hardened. He's fine. And then 2 into the squad. And you take 1 down. So 1 Traitor Terminator has fallen, but now these Traitor Terminators clambering over the burning Spartan in the gateway aren't going to get lit up by that Predator. One of the las cannons can't see though.
Yep, so you have 1 Lascannon.
Misses. And then the Melters are in range, 36, twin linked. Only 1 hit. And it wounds, 4 up and run. And you don't take any down. Shots just fly into the burning wreckage and miss the Terminators. Then the Nemesis Destroyers unloaded everything on those 3 Death Guard that were fleeing away, and they've been cut down. On this side of the wall, we also had a lot of anti-infantry fire as well, rattle into the Terminators from the Warmonger squad. We managed to take a Terminator down. And that's pretty much it for the shooting phase, except for your command squad, which wants to anger the Justaeran right in front. And you've got a combi melter on your Praetor.
Yes.
That will hit on a 2. And it misses. And then let's do a lot of bolt gun firing. On 3s. And they're twin linked. I'm forced to wound. 2 wounds, just 2 wounds. And I take a wound. We take a wound and that's the end of the shooting phase. No morales to be taken anywhere because the unit that you lit up ran away.
Yep.
And then you want to charge Avalon's unit?
Of course.
So I can brace it. I think you're going to be charging with the thing as well. So I'm not going to brace here. We don't need to brace. You go 10 inches. That'll be enough to engage the Justaeran. Is the Warmonger charging on the other side?
100%.
Okay. We are going to brace against that.
Yep.
Finally, the Breachers over the wall into Predator need a 7 because the wall. That's a 9 they're in as well. So the Breacher team ends here, running through dangerous terrain because of all the phosphex. No one died. And he got a lot of attacks hitting on 2s.
21.
But no special weapons there, just looking for 6s to glance that Predator to death. And I see 2 6s.
Yeah, you're alive.
Okay, it's on 1 hull point remaining. And we come back here to the Warmonger. Now, you're all initiative 1. But I've got a sword in that squad. He's down there. He won't be able to fight. There's a claws down there. Won't be able to fight. I took away the other claws. I can get a claws head to foot. I'll do some claws. There's a chaplain there as well. 1 minute. Claws have more attacks. I'm hitting you on 4s and chaplain things. So these are the claws so that hit twice. Need 4s to wound with shred. 1 rends, 1 doesn't rend.
Sharp save.
Yes.
4 up.
I injure 1. And then the chaplain with a power sword, and he's got mastercrafted power sword, and he hits on 3s, and he hits all the times. Angry chaplain, wounds on 4s, 6s rend. There's another rend.
So 2 2-ups.
Yes.
And a 4 up.
It would have been nice if the chaplain had taken 1 down, but no. Right, down to initiative 1. Should have dropped the chaplain. Right, we're ready to fight. We'll do your stuff first. What are we doing?
All the hammers on the normal guys.
Hammer time.
On 4s.
Yes.
But they have a chaplain.
Yes. Okay.
And then 2s.
There's 2 1s.
Only 3 saves.
Only 3, but they are brutal too. So first fella dies. Second fella dies. Third fella dies. I'll take away the claws and the swords. Now the Warmonger with his hammer. And he hits on 3s. And he hits all the time. And he wounds twice. 4 up and buns. 4 up and buns. Taking out 2 more. Chaplain with an axe. Hits on 3s. Wounds on 3s. Angry chaplain wounds all the times. And injures another guy. I'll fight back at the same initiative. So I've lost 5 Terminators. But at the same time at initiative 1. I also fight on 4s and I only hit 3 times. I need the chaplain to scream really loudly. He screams pretty loudly. In the end I only missed twice. This is 2s to wound. These are all chain fists and power fists. And that's quite a lot of wounds. That's 8 wounds on the Warmonger and his squad. They're all cataphracty though. So 4 up and vulnerable saves.
So the Warmonger will be the last one to take the saves.
Yeah, you can apply afterwards. I take out 5. So you lost 5. I lost 5. Plus a guy on a wound. So 6 to 5. But I do have a Vexilla. Is my Vexilla still in there? I pulled my Vexilla away. Why did I do that? So I've got to take a leadership test. And we hold. I mean, the Warmonger was sent here to die, right? Along with the rest of the destroyers. Look at him. Stood in the gateway facing down 4 Terminators. Him and his squad have done work.
They have done work.
So far, he's killed 16 Terminators in total.
And the chaplain.
And a chaplain holding down that doorway. But then we come over here. Now, all of my stuff is unwieldy. Is all your stuff unwieldy?
Not the Paragon Blade on the Praetor.
On the Praetor. Okay? Are you challenging at all? Or
I am not challenging.
Neither am I. Let's just see where the dice fall, shall we?
And I've got 5 attacks here.
Yes.
And hitting you on 3s?
Yes. Hits all the times. Strength 5, Paragon Blade.
3s to wound.
It's forced wound because of Sons
yeah.
of Horus, and 6s cause instant death. No instant death, but they are AP2. And I think one was injured. That leaves 6 Justeran remaining with Abaddon, facing 5 Terminators in a command squad. You're hitting on 4s because they are a command squad. Everyone's got a hammer though. 6 hits. That's strength 7 now.
2s. Oh,
Brutal 2.
Yeah.
8 invulnerable saves. I can do them all together actually, because the way it works. No, 2 on one model. Takes a wound, and then he's dead. And he's fine. You just take out 1. How expensive is the command squad with all hammers all the time?
Very expensive.
Now I've got 5 Justeran left, but my attacks will happen at the same time, and Abaddon can't fight. He's too far away. So we'll start off with the axes. Weapon skill 5 versus weapon skill 5. And strength 5. That's 5 wounds at AP2 into your command squad. You fail every single save.
Yep.
I killed 2 and a bit Terminators. It's hammer time on 4s. Ooh. 1 hit. Wounds. That injured guy's got to make 2 4-up invulnerable saves. And he does make 2 4-up invulnerable saves, and that's the end of the fight. So you need to make a leadership test. That was terrible from you. Leadership 10, stubborn. You hold, and their job was to go back and lock down Abaddon and stop him pushing forward, and they've managed to do that. But in the next round of combat, he will be able to pile in and fight. And that's the end of turn 4 for the Ultramarines. A Warmonger stands resolute in the gateway. It's time for the Traitors to push back. Remember, this game could end on turn 5 or 50-50. It will go to turn 6. I think the Warmonger's long for this world. And the Ultramarines might need an extra turn to push on through, to break through the gateway before the barrage lights this field of fire. As we go on to Traitors turn 4. In the Sons of Horus movement phase, let's face it, it's all about them, not the Death Guard. Can't move here, locked in combat. Can't move there, immobilized, and nowhere to go for Predator. So not moving there. And then back here, I could leap up onto the wall and plunge some firepower down, but I'm just going to get shot back again. So I didn't move here either. Basically, my movement phase was 0 moving. So we're going to shoot. Danger close. With a Typhon. Point blank. Right. We have to put it there. That's going to be completely fine. Nothing's going to go wrong. Doesn't hit the Predator. In fact, it scatters an inch this way, which is a bit better. And I hit 5 guys. And they rend and they're AP3, but you have threat saves anyway, and they're all brutal 4. When the smoke clears, I've killed 7. I mean, it is a Typhon shooting at some breachers. Don't care if they've got a couple of wounds. Dead breachers. There's only 3 left. Predator trying to kill your Land Raider Part 3.
Oh, Shroud Part 3.
Because you want your Land Raider to kill Typhon.
Yes.
Here is the twin linked melter turret, which is twin linked. And we all hit. Strength 8 against your front plating, which pens and pens and pens. 3 6-up saves, then 3 6-up shrouding. Make one of them. 5-up shrouding, sorry. 2 get through. AP1. Weapon destroyed and shaken. It's not dead yet. It's on 1 wound. Las cannons. One of them hits. And just glances it. Just glances it.
It's on 2 wounds left. Makes a cover.
And that's the end of my shooting phase. Rip off a sponsor from the Land Raider, because defensive weaponry you can't pick. That's it. You got a leadership test with your dudes. They got shelled at danger close from the Typhon. Yeah, they're hanging in there. They want to club that Predator to death. It suddenly occurred to me that maybe I couldn't have pulled the Predator out because that's in the way. So that's that. Then they can pile in and fight. And they're hitting on 2s. And you just need 1/6 to glance this Predator to death. No. And the Predator's still chugging it. Lovely little Predator. Then we come down here to your Warmonger versus all this hate. But my Chaplain will swing first. And it's Master Crafted. And his Power Sword will wound.
Twice.
Oh yeah, twice. Wrens and not Wrens. A 2-up and a 4-up.
2 up, 4 up.
He's alive. And now he can raise his hammer. Try and kill a couple more. This guy's been a G. He hits all the times. He wounds all the time. Oh, no. Okay. 4 up and Vuns. 4 up and Vuns. 4 up and Vuns. He kills 3 more. They could fight at the same time. These 3 just nuked. And that leaves 1 guy left with my chaplain. Just 1. He's nearly gone through unit number 2. Can I hit you back? I need 5s. Okay, I can hit you back quite a few times. I hit you 6 times. Wounding on 2s. This might be the end of his story. I wounded him 5 times.
I believe.
Just.
Command point.
The warmonger falls. He will be remembered. He made his way through 19 Terminators and a chaplain before he fell. And my chaplain is just staying below the archway going, what the hell was that all about? Then we come back here to your dudes versus my Just Aaron. You can swing first again if you want.
Does Abaddon want to issue a challenge?
No.
Come on.
I don't care. Well, we're all chosen warriors, so if you issue, I just accept with any Just Aaron. You'll know the name of every single Terminator there, you know. It's like Loken and Torgadon and names that you know. They're famous.
Right, well, we'll go with my Praetor first.
You can issue a challenge if you want. I'll accept with one of my guys with a hammer.
Not with Abaddon. I'll issue if you accept with Abaddon. Praetor and Praetor.
Has he got Paragon Blade?
Yes.
Go on then.
Okay.
We'll accept.
Fight me.
We'll accept. I mean, you do instant deaths on 6s. You're not going to get a 6, are you?
It's easy.
And you swing first.
Yes. What weapon skill are you?
I've got a Paragon Blade as well. So I could go initiative. I'm weapon skill 7. I'm weapon skill better than you.
Oh, okay.
It's Abaddon. You got to hit on 5s. I'm going to go with a Claw instead.
Okay.
It's Claw.
5s.
2 hits.
And we just...
Force to wound, 6 discores instant death.
You've not got the -1 strength?
Nope,
so
not first round of combat. 3s, yeah.
Ooh,
Is that a 6?
that's a 6.
Why did you go and roll a 6 for? Let's do the normal. Actually, you have to do the instant death one first, the rules state. So a 4-up chance, and Abaddon's gone. And I said he's using his claw, which is initiative 1. And that is Slay the Warlord. So the chapter master of the 22nd Nemesis Company of the Ultramarines has just taken down Abaddon. What a legend. There was a flash of a teleport, Homer. He goes back to the Vengeful Spirit. This is not the way his world ends. Okay, I'll start off with my hammers this time, then into your squad.
Abaddon didn't even get to swing this game.
No. Oh yeah, he hasn't. Abaddon, did he kill anything?
No, because your unit already killed everything before he struck.
Oh yeah, he was way over the... Yeah, okay. He's an angry boy. 4s to hit you with all my hammers. 2s to wound you with my hammers. 5 brutal 2 saves on your 4 remaining dudes. For vengeance. For Abaddon. 1's dead. 2's dead. Just 2. 3's dead. And your Praetor falls. But at the same time, hammers fight back. 6 attacks with your hammers.
On 4s.
How many can you take down? That's 3. 2 hits. Just 2 hits. 2 wounds. 4 up saves. 1 of my Just Aaron falls. And 2 of my Just Aaron fall. And so both warlords, Traitor and Loyalists, have both fallen. Slain in mortal combat. Though Abaddon didn't get to swing, he'll tell everyone back at the Vengeful Spirit that he got him. And his buddies will back him up. And I've got 3 Just Aaron left with a banner all the way back there. At least I've cleared the gate. And we're going to go on to Ultramarines turn 5. They need to take the gate. Here we are after turn 5 movement. The Dreadnoughts here are looking at the Just Aaron in the backfield. One of them can see one, the other one can see them all. So that could be the end of the Just Aaron elite. While the Predator fires on and the Land Raider fires on. And then we've got people scaling the burning Spartan. Who put that Spartan in the way?
I know, right? Right, pain in the ass.
It's blocking the gateway. But you have got a potential charge because he can see through the gap to the chaplain down there, but he'll have to go up and over the wall and charge all the way. Basically, almost an impossible charge. But with a surge, you can end up contesting the gateway on the wall at least. So no one will control the gateway. And then it'll come down to kill more or more Lord and things. But then I have a return in turn 5. I have a riposte. So, spilling over the gateway, guns in the distance. We're starting off with the Land Raider firing at the Typhon one more time.
Come on.
And we're not shrouding this time. It's only on 2 wounds. And you've got 1 las cannon remaining.
Yeah,
which fires twice. And hits twice. Side armour. With thunder. And there's no cover there. That is a dead dead Typhon. Does it blow up? No. It's just a smoking wreck. You finally took it out. Then we can come over here to the Dreadnoughts. This one can only kill 1 dude.
Start with him.
Okay. He shoots all the times. He wounds 3 times into 1 Justaran, and that Justaran falls. And then the 4 shots into the other 2 remaining guys, and they're going to shroud. Because the banner must not fall. 2 wounds. 2 4-up and buns. And the shroud. We're good. The banner doesn't fall. And there's a las cannon on that Predator over there that can thread the needle all the way through and hit this Predator, which these guys are clambering all over, on 1 wound remaining. And it hits. It's going into the side, and that's a pen with a 6-up. No, I don't make the save.
Does it blow?
It doesn't blow, which is very fortunate for the guys climbing all over it. The Predator's gone. The Typhon is gone. Basically, everything this side of the wall has been wiped out by the Ultramarines, except for the 2 just there and here. And then you need to make this charge. It's an 11.
Let's see. No.
No. Instead, you're surging forward, and you will be contesting the gateway as we go on to the Traitors, turn 5. And so, out in the waste, out in the wild, next to the burning Land Raider, those just daring pass their leadership test and duck and cover, perhaps dragging Abaddon's body, well, not body, but injured body, back into the rocks there. They're going to recover him later. And then with the long march right of war with +1, I did manage to get up with some dudes on the wall on this side, some dudes on the wall on this side. I need to clear away that squad with everything I have, and then pray to the ruinous powers that this battle ends and the orbital strikes can open up. So let's blow them off at the top of that burning Spartan and try and win this day. So here's the rapid firing bolters from this side. It is the most number of shots, so you are shrouding these shots because they're hitting on 3s and wounding on 4s, and that was a good spread of hits and only 3 wounds. 3 3-up saves and a shroud. I take down 1. Then on the other side I've got 3 guys and a plasma pistol. Here's the plasma pistol, misses. Here's the 3 guys. 4 of them hit. 1 of them wounds.
3 up. And they have an apothecary, which I forgot, so I didn't need the shroud.
Okay.
So they have 5 from their pain. Take a wound.
Take down 2. Then on the wall, bolt a pistol from the chaplain. Hits. Doesn't wound. And I got the
return fire there.
Are you going to return fire?
Yeah, because I don't need.
Oh, you didn't need shroud. Okay, that Terminator's on a wound as well, and he's going to be flaming you. And the flamer wounds just twice. 2 more saves. And you can re-roll that because it's a template. And then you'll feel no pain. Okay. 1 minute. They have 2 wounds each. So I've only managed to take down 1 of them so far. Then they return fire because they didn't need shroud. 3s to hit. With all the pistols. 4s to wound. That is 5 wounds. My Terminator is on wound. And my Terminator falls. Okay. Then we charge solo, YOLO, with the chaplain, trying to sweep the whole squad. And he makes the charge. He makes it here. 5 wounds came through from the Overwatch. He takes a wound. He goes down to 2 wounds remaining. And at initiative 5, raises his Mastercraft. Well, he's got hatred anyway. So he rerolls all the hits. But it is strength 4. And it only does 1 wound. At least it rends.
5 up in run. And feel no pain.
I don't injure any. They pile in. They fight back on 5s. No, 4s.
Yeah, weapon skill 5.
Oh. Okay. With their swords.
4s.
That won't wound because the Sons of Horus, but that rends. And that's a 5-up invulnerable save or he falls. He makes it. It's an axe on the Sarge.
Hitting on 4s.
Hits once.
And a 5. No.
Doesn't wound. And I didn't do any wounds to you. You didn't do any wounds to me. So we're locked up fighting over the burning wreckage of a Spartan in the gateway. No one currently controls the gateway. And this game will end on a 1, 2, 3 and a long field ordnance will open up. And we go on to turn 6. One dreadnought, not both of them, could fit around this Land Raider to put in 4 las cannon shots into the just area and then clear them away. The Predator can spray some shots with las cannons across the wall, but we have dudes crawling all over wreckages. Some have made the wall, and the Loyalists just need to unload with everything they can. Starting off with 4 las cannons into the just area, cradling Abaddon's bodies.
Shroud this?
Yes, I'll shroud it. The flag must not fall. You hit 3 times. You wound twice. 4 up and buns. I'm good. The flag does not fall. The flag will not fall this day. And then we said there was 2 las cannons that can hit these guys on the wall.
Yes, 2 las cannons.
Which hit on a 3 from the Predator. One of them hits. And it wounds 5 up. And I duck and cover. Then 20 of these special bolters will pound into the Sons of Horus. Well, they're assault bolters, so you can shoot and charge. And they hit on 3s. And they wound on 4s. I have 6 3-up saves. 4 guys buy it in this close quarter gunfight. And they hold. That just leaves 3 Sons of Horus in this squad. They're going to have to take a leadership test at some point. But the other dreadnought can shoot at the other team, clambering over the other battlement. And these hit on 2s, where we're rolling here. Yeah. Hit 3 times. Wound on 2s. Wound once. I fail the save, and one of them gets blown off the battlement. And then we have the Land Raider firing at them as well. On 2s with the las cannons. 3, sorry. Both of them hit. One of them wounds, kills another, and then you have the bolter. On 3s, twin linked, and then 3s. That is 4 more 3-up saves coming up. And you take down 3 in total. And that's the end of the shooting phase. This team of 6 need to take a leadership test, and they hold. They are not Death Guards. And the team of 3 over there need to take a leadership test, and they break because they're next to the Death Guard. And they fall back 7 inches. And they run back this way. So the Destroyer squad, well, it's a 9-inch charge to catch them now. And that's a failed charge. But we also have a charge on this side with this team running across the Predators, trying to leap up the wall here. This is a 7 with all the difficult clambering and burning. And that's a 7. They make the charge. So here we are right of the burning wall. This fight all happens at the same time. I've got 5 guys with chain bayonets who hit on 4s and will wound on 3s with a bit of shred and wound 3 times.
I'll put 1 on Artificer and then 3 ups. 1 takes a wound.
Because they have 2 wounds each.
Yep.
And then I've got a Power Fist on the Sergeant down there. So he'll strike last. So you get to fight next.
So 5 attacks with the 2 axes.
Yes. And you hit all the times.
But 5s because you're Sons of Horus.
And you kill 1. That's 1 dead. 1 each.
And
any more?
Power Sword.
Yes. 1 hit. Doesn't wound. And then my Power Fist on my Sergeant misses. I have a Vexilla. You don't have a Vexilla. My count was +1 for combat resolution. And you hold. So this fight continues. That's where you ended up surging.
Yep.
So it's back to the chaplain on the burning Spartan, holding this down. So at the moment I'm contesting the gateway. So long as he stands, you don't take the gateway. I'm hitting you on 4s. And it's master crafted. His power sword will wound on 4s. He doesn't wound. And there's 6 guys that can fight back. Only 1 attack each, but they hit on 5s.
4s.
4s, sorry. And you hit twice.
Yeah, but 4s this time to wound.
And you don't wound. Then the power axe. He's got 1 wound remaining. The sergeant hits him once.
And a 4.
Wounds him once.
AP2.
5 up, invulnerable save, or death. Death. The chaplain falls. And then in my turn 6, this Sons of Horus team failed their leadership test and fell back. These guys are still locked up in close combat here. So you have the gateway, except I've got 1 unit of Death Guard and I haven't moved them yet. And the useless Death Guard move forward and contest the gateway. So in turn 6, no one controls the gateway. It is still burning. It is still on fire. Someone parked a Spartan in the way and blocked everything up. And the long-range ordnance starts lighting up the distance. And you get 1 point for killing the warlord. I get 1 point for killing the warlord. The gateway, no points there. We need to go away and count up everything killed. And there's a lot of things killed. And whoever killed more wins the day on the secondaries. Now, your Predator Squadron is still technically alive and mobilised back there, and you've still got some Dreadnoughts, and you've still got some guys crawling all of there. How many units did I kill in total?
10 with this Land Raider.
10 with the Land Raider. You killed 13. So it is a victory this day for the Loyalists. It may not have been a conclusive victory for the 22nd Nemesis Destroyer chapter, but it is a victory enough. They're clambering all over this barricade. We didn't even round out that fight there, but there's definitely a lot more black bodies than green. At least the Death Guard did something at the end, but with the gate burning and the city now getting shelled from the distance, it is a victory this day for the Loyalists, and this is the way the world ends. This heretic bastion ends in flame and fire then. The destroyers will come and do what destroyers do, and basically turn it into a rad-saturated wasteland.
Yep.
Thanks for coming down.
No, thank you for having me.
It's a gorgeous army. How did you think it was going to go versus how it played out?
I knew I was going to take a lot of casualties, but, you know, that's, I think, Space Marine 2. So Space Marine 2 is an important thing about this army. So I had 3 weeks to kill before Space Marine 2. So I thought, why not paint a new army?
Right.
And I'm like,
in 3 weeks?
3 weeks, yeah.
Nice.
Most evenings, right?
Okay.
So I've had an idea, built and painted the Nemesis chapter.
Yeah.
Messaged you as like, can we have a custom game for this? Because this is the way I see the army operating. To come break a siege. We're at the tip of the spear as such. And yeah, it's played out. Like, we've taken a lot of casualties, but it's been good. Lots of stuff. So yeah, it's good.
I was particularly impressed when your Traitor turned around and charged Abaddon.
Yes, Abaddon didn't even get to fight this game.
Well, that's not what he's going to say in the press releases. When the Traitor fell over, that was Abaddon nibbling at his kneecaps from under. Yeah.
No, it's good. It's heresy. So, like, you know, with heresy, I've come up with an idea, a narrative, and built a list. We played a game around it. All these things happen with dice. So yeah, just
the dice tell a story. That's the other thing with heresy. For example, I could have dropped the. I think if I dropped the Justaran back here, then you'd still be all. I don't know how it would have gone. But the thing about heresy is it makes you want to play the narrative, or for me, it definitely wants to play the narrative. And so Abaddon coming back and trying to take down your Praetor, accepting the challenge, definitely what he would do. If he gets pointed at by some nameless Praetor, you fight me, Abaddon's like, I don't even know who you are. And then that was what, 5s to hit, 6s to instant death, and you took him down.
That's the dice game.
That's the dice telling the story right there.
Great.
So Ezekiel Abaddon fell, and the Justaran and the Death Guard and the Sons of Horus were not able to protect this bastion of truth, justice, and the Horus's home ground here. This is one of his nice worlds.
Yeah.
And the destroyers have come along and they're going to ruin it now.
Yeah.
That's what the Emperor does. He just comes and ruins everything. The Emperor must die. The Emperor must die. And, well, that's what we think at least. Anyway, we do hope you enjoyed that Horus Heresy 5,000 point battle report. That was awesome. I had a great time. Happy wargaming.